Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we have the BYD with us. So what is it, Luan?
Yeah, so this is actually a new company in New Zealand and probably for most parts of the world. It's a company called BYD, or Build Your Dreams. That's the full name of the company. May sound a little bit weird, but it's actually one of the biggest automakers in the whole world. And it's a Chinese company, and they've been making cars for, I think, about 2 decades now. And this is the very first electric car that they're bringing to the New Zealand market, which is called the Atto 3. And it's basically an SUV, a mid-sized SUV. So very similar to like the Audi Q5 probably, I'd say, around the same size, BMW X3, or the GLC from Mercedes.
So today we'll just do a brief review of it, inside and out, and do a quick drive. So I hope you like it.
All right, so first impressions of the car. I feel like it's actually a really, really handsome car. It looks good. It looks like pretty much any car that you get from, pretty much any automaker these days, but it looks quite premium. I do like the headlights. The headlights do scream a little bit more premium. And the fact that this blue color really pops as well. I specifically requested the blue color for the review because I felt like it would definitely look a lot better in this blue. So yeah, it's actually not an offensive car at all for an electric Chinese car. It's definitely something that you would be able to see people driving around in. In fact, we've already seen a lot of people driving around in this car. And then if we have a look at the interior, this is the bit that might be a little bit different to other cars of this sort of nature. The interior is really actually quite good quality. It's quite good in terms of fit and finish, but it is just a little bit different in terms of the design. Now, according to Frank, Frank, you were saying that they were going for like a bit of a gym.
Yeah, this
sort
is
of
what
muscular...
I read on one of the articles about this vehicle. The concept for the interior is supposed to be active, exercise, that sort of things. And it seems like they've carried that theory into the interior. You can see that this actually looks a little bit like a dumbbell. And that's probably the muscle.
yeah, exactly. And
it's very quirky.
It is.
It's very different. So
it is a little.
It has
bit
its identity. So that's a good thing.
Yep. Just show people how you open the door, Frank.
Like that. How quirky is that?
That's really interesting.
It's actually quite good design. Actually, very handy. Because when you're here, you just go like that. Open the door, close it. Very good. Let's go to the back row.
Yeah, quite spacious.
It's very spacious.
Yeah, really nice.
And the floor is completely flat, right?
Yep. Yeah,
so
it's pretty comfy, even in the
you
middle.
Sit in the middle. Show us your headroom.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very good.
Yeah, and you get this massive panoramic sunroof as well, which all comes standard with these cars. In fact, all of this equipment comes standard with every single Atto 3, which is pretty amazing because, for around about 50,000 New Zealand dollars, and that's even before the government rebate system that they have at the moment, it's actually a really, really nice, compelling car. And I think the base model has a range of 320 kilometers, and the slightly higher spec model has a range of 400 kilometers. But in terms of the drivetrain and the interior and the standard equipment, everything is pretty much the same. I do like the feel of these seats. The seats are actually really nice. They've got some really nice stitching there.
Looks quite sporty too, huh?
It does look really sporty, yeah. I'm not sure about the harness hole there.
Go racing.
I don't think you'll probably put a harness on this car, but it certainly looks the part.
Got some USB ports here.
Yep, USB-C and USB-A.
Nice storage here.
Yeah, so it's got everything that you need.
And rear vents for the rear passenger.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Very, very good. The standard equipment is just quite amazing, actually.
It's got the child seat fixes.
Yep.
Points.
And none of these materials feel cheap. None of these materials feel...
And the quality, fit and finish feels quite premium, right?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels a bit more expensive than the price tag would suggest, which is always a good thing. That's what we like, a bit of value. And obviously it's electric, so it's got a lot of torque off the line, and also you don't have to use petrol, which is also another big plus as well.
This is an interesting feature of the car as well. It's got these lines to hold your stuff in place.
Yes.
That's very interesting. The first time I've seen this in any car actually. So let's look at the boot space. To open the tailgate, you just push this little button here. Opens by itself. And the boot space for this vehicle is actually quite large. It's got 2 little nets here for your small stuff. This is removable, and the seat fold down for your large stuff. One thing really interesting is, you see this is quite high, and this step is quite deep. But if you wanna, make sure it's flat, you can move this panel up. Fit it like that. Voila, you have a flat bed space. So this ledge here is pretty much flat with the floor of the boot space, which is really great, right?
It's a really handy feature, especially if you have a family and you have to carry lots of heavy things like prams or strollers. This makes it a lot easier to load everything in.
Exactly.
So that's a really good design feature, I think.
And there's quite a lot of storage space underneath as well.
Yes.
You can put your stuff away from sight.
Yep.
It's more safe and people won't see it from outside.
Awesome.
Great.
Cool. Yep.
Okay, let's close it. Wow, this is quite heavy actually.
It is, yeah. It's actually
Yeah.
really good quality. So that's the inside of the Atto 3 bonnet. Quite a lot of space. You could probably put some luggage in there, Frank.
Yeah, you can put an engine in there, right?
Maybe that's what it was designed for. Like maybe there was supposed to be a petrol engine in there at some point.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's the motor, I think, for the front wheels.
That's the motor down there.
That's more down. That's the battery.
That's the controller.
Ah, right.
Yeah. And then the battery will be sitting under the floor.
Under the floor.
Yeah.
Right. Very nice. So if you see here, there's an NFC detector here. So this is probably for opening your doors with your phone. Very smart. This is for the charging. So these are the charging sockets.
Yeah, I actually like the charging location for this car a little bit better because you can drive into the charging stations rather than having to reverse in. Whereas a lot of cars, they have the charging port at the back and you have to reverse in. So this is probably a little bit more convenient.
Okay, so we're in the interior of the BYD. This is the first time I'm gonna start up the car because Luan drove the car here. Okay, so here's the key. I'll put it here. So you press on the brake, start up. Ooh, nice animation sound. So you have a quite small gauge cluster in front of you that shows you your battery life, your range, and the speed you are traveling, and the mode as well. Right now it's in normal. This large screen here is basically the infotainment screen. It's got all the the apps, the temperature, music, Bluetooth, that kind of jazz. One interesting thing about this is you can turn this screen from landscape to portrait. Wow, I actually love that feature. It's very, looks very futuristic. Probably a good setup for navigation as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and for maybe reading websites if you're browsing the internet on on your tablet, in your car.
Yep, that's right. You can turn it back.
They said that the Android store is actually coming to this. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and also Spotify are coming as default apps. So it's actually pretty amazing that they're putting this type of technology in as a standard piece of equipment. They're also going to be receiving over-the-air updates as well.
That's great. So you got your fan speed. So this is for the AC. So there's no AC control physical buttons. You can turn the AC on and off with this button here. So that's off, that is on, that's what you get from the button. All the detailed settings, you have to go through the screen to change them. It's got heating, AC. Oh, it's got air purification as well. That's pretty cool. Let's turn that on. That's nice. So you see the PM 2.5
Oh, wow.
figures. I think they have this because this is a Chinese brand, and air purifying in China is a big thing. So they want to purify the air outside. The air pollution is pretty bad in China. So you can see the PM 2.5 outside and inside and compare them. This is really interesting. Very, very good functionality. It's got quick purification as well. Wow, so you can see the air coming out, trying to purify the air. Very nice. So let's go back.
Something I noticed was that there's actually a lot of settings in this car. So for example, if you go to the Dye Pilot on the right hand side, that's for all your safety features. So you have actually got a lot of safety features like lane keep assist, emergency collision, parking assist, yeah. So again, I'm actually pretty shocked how much standard equipment you get and how much technology you get on this car. And none of this is optional. All of this is by default. You get all of this just with the standard car. So I think they're really changing the way that people purchase cars because normally a lot of these would be optional extras, right?
That's right. Very, very good. New energy. So that shows you the battery life. Oh, feedback intensity as well.
Yeah, so that's the button that you can
and
press.
Large. Okay.
Yeah, that's the button that you can press to change it. There's a button for that.
That's
here. There's a mode button here. Yeah. To change
So change it to large and standard.
Yeah.
So this is the energy recycling feature of the car.
Exactly.
Oh, I just realized on your steering wheel, there's lots of control here.
Go.
So let's look at the steering wheel functionality. So it's got basically all the controls right next to your hand while you're driving. So you can flip the screen here, flip it back. This is for the camera settings. You click that, the camera will pop out. This is for the what's it called?
Cruise control.
Cruise control. That's right. Distance between them. Adaptive cruise control. These are for the volume, change your music. These are for the modes inside the infotainment system. You can change it from, these kind of stuff. Local, Bluetooth, for the music actually. And this is for making calls. That's for the volume. I think this is for controlling inside the small screen here in front of you. So if you scroll through this button, you have average speed, time, acceleration timer. Oh, it's got an acceleration timer. Maybe you should try that.
We should try that.
Yeah. It's got total average. It's got the tire pressure. This is really handy. This is really good actually. So the center console, you have like vents here, which you can turn off like that. That's the direction. This is the drive selector. You have to press that to go drive or back. Park is here. Start and stop button. These are for the air conditioning. So auto on and off. Clear your windscreen. Volume. This is the driving modes. These are mostly for safety, and this is for the wireless charging.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
Again, really cool that it's got wireless charging as well.
And the location of it is very handy. You can take it out and in.
Yeah.
Some other cars have it hidden like inside the glove box, sorry, the center console box, that kind of stuff is quite not very convenient. Another feature is here. There is a large storage underneath.
And there's quite a bit of storage all around the car, so there's quite a big glove box.
Very good.
And then the center console looks like it's quite big as well.
It's quite big and quite deep, which is very handy.
And then we've got cup holders just in front there.
Right.
Yeah.
One shallow, one. Oh, you can take this out.
Okay.
So 2 deep ones.
So it's a really practical car.
Yeah,
right?
very good.
All right, Frank. First time driving the BYD Atto 3.
First time. Let's go.
Do you know how to get the performance meter?
No idea. Let's do a bit of casual drive first.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Let me get used to the car first.
Yep. Let Frank get used to the car. Get
Let's
used to
go,
the electric
car. The brake really is so sensitive.
It's quite sensitive. Yeah. So that's one thing. If you're driving one of these cars, just be aware that the brakes are incredibly sensitive. But yeah, I actually think that the car is really quiet. It's really an interesting experience.
It's very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, and it doesn't really have any weird noises or anything. Obviously, it's an electric car, but you don't really get much road noise, which is quite cool. I feel like it rides over the bumps pretty well too.
Very comfy.
Yeah, we just went through a speed bump just before, and it was absolutely fine. No problems at all.
And the pickup, because so much torque, the pickup is so easy, so effortless.
Oh yeah, that's actually quite good.
You just press a little bit of the pedal, acceleration pedal, and it just goes. Gonna pin it. Oh well.
Dude, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad, huh?
For an SUV, like that's pretty good already.
Yeah, it's got quite good initial pickup.
Yep.
But once you gain speed, you lose that acceleration feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we find a place to test 0 to 100? No, seriously. Maybe we should do that.
We can do that on the on-ramp, I reckon.
Oh, really?
This on-ramp, yeah.
Okay.
Should be a little bit easier to do.
Zero to 100 is 7.6 seconds.
That's what I said, 8 seconds, yeah.
0 to 50 is 3.1 seconds.
That's not too bad. For a car like this, that's pretty good.
It doesn't feel that quick, but it's actually not too slow.
Yeah.
But when you're actually, doing it, doesn't feel that quick.
You're too used to driving your Exige. But no, that's pretty decent, 7.6, and that was a slight uphill as well.
Yeah, that's
so
probably why.
That's actually pretty good. Like, that's about 7 seconds probably if you had some ideal conditions.
That's a fun. That's a fun thing to have. We have this in our Exige.
Keeps you entertained, right?
Yeah, that's right. All cars should have this functionality as standard.
0 to 100, and then
that's right. Timer.
Race your friends.
Not sure how accurate it is, but it's fun to have it.
Yeah. So Frank, this must be your first impression of a BYD, and same with me. What do you think about the car?
It's great. Never drove it before. First time I see it, drive it. It's a nice package. Good performance, all round, very nice family car, nice space, a lot of nice tech features. But I wonder how much it costs.
Yeah, well, the starting price is around 52,000 New Zealand dollars. But that price will go down with the government rebate. So I think it's actually around about $44,000 with the government rebate. And that's for the 320 kilometer range model. You can also up that to a 400 kilometer range model, which then brings the price up to about 60,000 New Zealand dollars, or about 52 after the rebate. So for a car that's around $50,000, honestly, I'm really impressed. The standard equipment that you get, the technology that you get, the 360-degree camera, the panoramic sunroof, electric tailgate, you know, there's actually a lot of things to like about this car. Like, you know, you basically don't need to do anything after you buy it. It's a good sign that, you know, there's a lot of auto manufacturers that are coming out with really affordable and really practical EVs. This will be probably the type of car that a lot of people will be driving in the future. Even now, you know, I've seen quite a few of these cars on the street even today. And they've only been in New Zealand for about 2 or 3 months. So definitely a really nice, compelling package.
And I believe they will be bringing in more support for this car later down the track, right?
Yeah.
End of the year, towards end of the year.
Yeah. So
software updates.
Yeah. And the
apps.
other thing is there's actually more cars coming from BYD and from other manufacturers as well. So this is the Atto 3. They're bringing out the Atto 4, the Atto 5, and the Atto 6, I believe. So there's a whole range of cars that are coming. So this is actually just going to build momentum more and more. And you know, if I was looking for a car like this, I would probably choose this one, to be honest, because the price is really amazing actually for what you get.
That's right. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.